Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I will walk you through the key strategies I found out while I was reflecting on my journey in tech, and I'm going to be sharing them with you because I know it's going to be helpful regardless of whatever career you are in tech, whether you are a product designer, a software developer, a software engineer, a technical writer, whatever role that it is you are in tech. These strategies are going to be very helpful to you because I realized that in the course of learning, you have to learn, relearn, and unlearn. Like Paul Bamikole will have to say, sometimes you have to unlearn, go back to the beginning and relearn like a child. Now, one of the things that you always come across in the journey of tech is that there are cadres, there are levels to every skill. So for a product manager, there are levels to product management. For a software engineer, there are levels to software engineering. So as you continue in that path, there will be need to go deeper and then learn more stuff, expand your scope of learning. And then it is not a sign that you are not proficient, it is not a sign that you are scared. But then Israelmore Ayivor have this to say. He said, grow your talent and skills through consistent practice and progressive learning. Learn to relearn and unlearn. Raise the bar always for yourself. I mean, it is not a thing where you are waiting for a shift in the industry. No, you have to learn, unlearn, relearn so that you can periodically raise the bars for yourself. Below are the several strategies I'm using to approach learning new skills, then relearning the ones I already know. Number one, interest and decision. For you to be able to build a career in tech, you have to be interested and then you have to make the decision. By interest, I mean it is something you are passionate about or something you want to really do, and then you now need to take the decision that you are going to really do it. Stephen Covey said, he says, I am not a product of my circumstances, I am a product of my decisions. I can tell you for free that where you are today is a reflection or is an outcome of the decisions you took yesterday. Once you take a decision, it cannot be easily defeated by challenges or circumstances. That is why it is important to take decisions. Stanley Kubrick said, he says, I think the big mistake in schools is trying to teach children anything and using fear as the basic motivation. Fear of getting failing grades, fear of not staying with your class, etc. Interest can produce learning on a scale compared to fear as a nuclear explosion to a firecracker. And that's the absolute truth. I mean, you can't just come into something and then you are already scared or something. Once you have interest, it will go a long way, and then you are willing to take the decision that you want to do the career in tech. The next point is start by taking strategic action. Most times people are overwhelmed with the requirements. Tech, you need a MacBook, you need a good spec, you need an ergonomic chair, you need power backup, you need solar system, you need to have many things and all of that. But strategic actions makes the difference. Catherine Possifar says, it is action that erodes or replaces worry. As I have said before, worry doesn't accomplish anything, but action does. But being overwhelmed, being worried, being tensed, they told me it is 6 months, it is 1 year. You have to take action. I mean strategic actions, like calculative actions. Thomas Jefferson said, do you want to know who you are? Don't ask, act. Action will delineate and define you. If you do not act, you will not really know if you are capable or if you have the ability to carry out something or to try out something. It is through this strategic action that you'll be able to know if you can actually go further or you have to exit and then try something else. You noticed it will take months or years to gain mastery, probably after a feasibility study of a career path. Next is taking actionable steps towards accomplishing such, no matter how small they may seem. Peter Marshall said, small deeds done are better than great deeds planned. You are like, I want to be a software engineer, I want to be this, I want to be a product designer, I want to be a senior product manager, I want to be a principal engineer. You have to start from the basic, right? Take actions. So the small things you get done are better than the great plans that are outlined they are looking forward to achieving, right? You often hear someone say in the previous year, probably 2020 or 2021 or 2010, I wanted to learn XYZ, but I couldn't. It is 2 years now, but I'm still interested. Taking strategic action can give you more than you hope for in the pursuit of a career in tech. Zig Ziglar said, you don't have to be great to start. You only start to become great. I mean, that's a very powerful one, because some people be like, I'm not sufficient, I'm not up to the task. But you can't start great. You only start to become great. You don't have to be great to start. So you have to take steps to become great. The next point is go through structured learning resource or resources. The author of confusion and difficulty in any career in tech is delving into multiple resources that are not structured. You will see one video saying, become a product manager in 30 minutes, become a software engineer in 1 hour. I'm like, the person will just end up confusing you. That person is just looking for traffic. If you really want to grow a career in tech, you have to go through a structured learning. See, William Pollard said, he says, information is a source of learning, but unless it is organized, processed, and available to the right people in a format for decision making, it is a burden, not a benefit. You can now see why some people start something and they leave it halfway, because sometimes it is not just your fault, it is the fact that you are not going through a structured learning that can actually help you to understand or to master a particular career in tech. The best way to get such resources by asking veterans in that career path you have chosen through emails, chats, conversations, community hangouts, or hackathons. For example, if you want to become a Python software engineer, it is best to have courses that are well organized with duration and project goals for practical. It's not the same as going through a resource to become a photocopy of the learning material, but you must ensure to be creative and innovative. E.M. Foster says, he says, spoon feeding in the long run teaches us nothing but the shape of the spoon. In some cases, depending on your financial capacity, if possible, go for paid resources. I mean, go and register for a bootcamp where you are paying. For example, if you are interested in machine learning, you have to go to a bootcamp, register, pay for it, so that someone who has been in the field can take their time and teach you very well. And I realized that most people who pay for courses, maybe on Udemy or probably on any platform, or go through a structured learning resource on YouTube, they come out very better because these people actually structure their learning and then deliver it to them. The next point here is gain mastery. Mastery is not a function of genius or talent. It is a function of time and intense focus applied to a particular field of knowledge. Robert Greene. One thing that is almost unavoidable in tech is the eagerness to learn multiple skills. While that is good, it is recommended to gain mastery in the basics of a skill before adding another one. Another instance that can lead to wanting to learn multiple language or skills is from those who tend to belittle the advantage of a tool you are learning. For example, networking with someone in an event and then you've gone 3 months or 6 months or 1 year in learning a particular language, and then this person is obsessed with their own tool or framework and they begin to talk down on that tool you have been learning. I think you need to avoid people who belittle your efforts. I think even if the person have a sincere contribution to your career or a sincere counsel, what they could actually do is, I think with the way technology is going, you have to begin to find some time to learn Python. You have to begin to find some time to learn JavaScript. With the shift in the industry, there is now AI coming in. You need to begin to invest time in XYZ, but just find time to do this career to a point whereby you can be rewarded for your journey so far. Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambition. Small people always do that. But the great make you feel that you too can become great. Mark Twain. Since we have more control over our response to events of life, it is important to stay at mastering a skill for a while before adding another. Strive for mastery. Even if you are learning HTML and CSS, if you know how to do HTML and CSS properly, I'm telling you, there is going to be roles. There are roles that can come to you. There are job opportunities that can come to you. Master that skill before you are swayed around with many counsel and thoughts and other opinions. Tech, the careers in tech are largely opinionated. Everybody is saying what they know, what they feel like to say. It is hard, it is difficult, it is XYZ, but you have to be able to gain mastery. You must immerse yourself in your work. You have to fall in love with your work. You must dedicate your life to mastering your skills. That's the secret of success, Jeff Giro. The next point here is learn data structure and algorithm. A data structure is the format of organizing, processing, retrieving, and storing data. An algorithm is the steps to follow to solve a problem. Linus Torvalds said, he says, I will claim that the difference between a bad programmer and a good one is whether he considers his code or his data structure more important. Bad programmers worry about the code. Good programmers worry about data structures and their relationship. This may be very important for programmers or software engineers when you are trying to implement a feature, you are trying to code, maybe you are trying to pull data from a database, maybe 1,000, 5,000 records at a time. You are trying to find a particular user from a large record in a database of 1 million records. You want to pull a particular user. So this is where data structure comes into play. It may not be applicable to other careers in tech. You can actually skip this point. The next point is practice and build projects. Tell me and I forget, teach me and I may remember, involve me and I learn. Benjamin Franklin. Nothing sticks faster than practicing and building projects. Nothing sticks faster than practicing and building projects, regardless of the size, small or big. As you learn, practice along. For a non-coding part, this could be writing an article to explain what you learned from a resource. It is one of the best ways to gain mastery. Knowledge is of no value unless you put it into practice. Anton Chekhov. Practice makes someone to be acquainted to a particular thing you are learning. So you have to, there's what they call hands-on, where you are trying out something that you are learning. You are following a JavaScript developer and he's showing you how to develop front-end application using JavaScript. The best way to understand functions, and all of those things, you have to follow along by practicing. The next point here is strategic networking. Strategic networking is about selling your skills and connecting to the right cycle with profound values in tech. Networking is an investment in your business. It takes time and when done correctly can yield great results for years to come. Dan Helbig. Network with people who are in tech and most especially those who are on the same path of career as yours. Tell people what you do and how much proficiency opportunities can contribute to your portfolio. Christine Camerford Lynch says, networking is marketing. Marketing yourself, your uniqueness and what you stand for. Sometimes it takes a recommendation from someone for you to get a job. There are job opportunities, there are offers I've gotten into through people I meet in tech events, maybe Hangout, maybe, this GDG, these Google developer groups, that are organized, maybe Polygon, blockchain groups. When they have this event, there is this session where they say network, where you go to meet someone and you're like, okay, hey, I'm Raf. What do you do? I'm a mobile developer. I am this, I am that. And sometimes it's not just about, sometimes you may even meet the founder, or you may meet someone who's a recruiter, or you may meet someone who at that moment their team needs a developer or a UI UX person in the team, and then the person has been wondering how they will get the person who will be part of that team, and then here you are talking to someone who can link you up with an opportunity. So networking is a very huge one. Most times it could be that once you join the community regularly, just talk about that particular skills you are involved in. So if you're a front-end developer, when you see someone talking about anything that has to do with front-end, just find a way to see how you can contribute to that conversation. The next point is share knowledge. Sharing knowledge is of benefit to oneself and others. Knowledge is like money. To be of value, it must circulate, and in circulation, it can increase in quantity and hopefully in value. Lewis L. Armour. If you want to become proficient, share knowledge to help others. If you know, let others light their candles in it. Margaret Fuller. There are several instances where previously published articles have been of great help to me because maybe for example, I'm integrating Paystack into an application and I'm doing it for the first time. So I encountered some issues and then I quickly put up an article. When next I'm going to be using Paystack, or when next I want to use Paystack in a particular application and I'm having difficulties, I will just go back to the article. So that's just one of the advantages of writing articles. Sometimes it could just be someone who is having an issue and then you are busy with your work, you just quickly share that article with them and then to help them to be able to integrate Paystack seamlessly. Everyone has transferable commodity knowledge. Sharing your unique expertise and making introductions for someone creates a lasting legacy. Marshall Blackburn. Share what you are learning or have learned, either by publishing an article on a blogging platform or posting on X, LinkedIn post. It will travel beyond the physical location and outlive where you are no more. Share knowledge. It is a way to achieve immortality. Dalai Lama. This is something I figured out lately from 2020 when I started writing article. It must not even be something you've known for a long time. So you could just say, for example, in the programming language or a tool or Figma or whatever tool you are using, there is a new version you are trying out and there is a feature. So you just go try out the feature and then publish an article on what the feature is about. Or probably you are new to machine learning and then you just, maybe after the introductory class, maybe someone is guiding you through, or you are registered in a bootcamp and then you had this session where they introduce you to machine learning. So the next thing you could do is you could just go back do a little research on machine learning and then publish maybe a 2-3 minute article explaining machine learning in your own concept. By that, you will be able to remember for a long time what machine learning is. And then sometimes when someone asks you, you could just share the link to someone. The next point here is apply for jobs. Even if you don't meet up with the requirement of a job 100%, apply for it. Like any company that you are seeing that is asking for, that is having an opening for a role, and then they list all those requirements, even if you have the job, most times you realize that it is not all the skills, all the tools they listed there you are going to be using at a point. Sometimes you may even learn a tool that was not mentioned. So apply for jobs. You spend 3 months, 6 months learning something, develop a portfolio, and then begin to apply for jobs. For a beginner or one without a job, volunteering or starting with a company that gives you a stipend to offset some bill is fine. J.R.R. Tolkien says, there are some things that is better to begin than to refuse, even though the end may be dark. I've seen some persons, they are new into coding, but when you tell them, okay, there is a project I want you to be involved in, you will get data stipends, and the person will be like, why will I be doing things for free? But if you don't try out as a beginner, you have to try out something for you to be able to be sure that yes, I am now able, there is a point I've gotten to that someone can now pay me. In fact, for someone to be able to reach out to you to be involved in a project that will build your portfolio, it is an advantage. And because of how people have abused, some persons have abused these opportunities over times, you realize that recent internship, they are now beginning to say you have to pay to be allowed into certain internship because of what people have experienced over time from giving free access to internship. Be patient with little beginnings in small companies, or keep trying big companies. Gaining mastery in tech skills is easier when working with a company or a contract. When I talk about applying for jobs, and someone will be like, a job that I'm not qualified for, why should I apply for it? What if I have a rejection mail? I mean, rejection mail, I don't know. So what I feel about rejection mail is that it is just a sign that there is room for you to grow. And then another way I interpret it is, well, I think this company is not ready for me now. I need to go try other companies. The same resume or a slight different resume for another company, and they are willing to welcome you. So don't be afraid of rejection mail. I think it's a normal thing. You don't have to be accepted everywhere, and then it is not everyone that is acceptable to you. So that same thing that's applicable to organizations. So when they see your resume and they feel that at that moment you are not fit for their role, it's fine. It's fine, absolutely. So if you don't be scared of rejection mail, you have to be open to such things. And then sometimes I love some companies that actually give feedback and say, oh well, this is where you are lacking XYZ, and then you could actually try any of our roles subsequently. But some companies, they are using software that can scan through resume and then just dump the ones that are not able to meet up with the criteria they've set for that software, or the criteria the software is using to check. Seth Godin said, if it scares you, it might be a good thing to try. The next point is build a tailored resume or portfolio. Chris Jami, if you are waiting until you feel talented enough to make it, you will never make it. Start working on a resume or a portfolio that is tailored to a specific career path in tech. Every progress is worth showing forth. As a beginner or one who is relearning a tech skill, work on a resume or portfolio that has the most required skills for your career path. For example, build portfolio in line with the outcome of your research on several resumes for a Python engineer or job requirements. Lee Sibit said, it says, begin somewhere. You cannot build a reputation for what you intend to do. Sometimes some persons will be like, what will I add to my portfolio? What will I add to my resume? And I'm stuck. Where will I start from? How will I build a portfolio? I mean, even if you are learning PHP for the first time, or you are learning Laravel for the first time, or you are learning Node.js or React.js for the first time, you can actually build something, maybe a landing page, or probably maybe a 3, 4, 5 page that is actually advertising a business for an architect's company, probably for a research company, or for any business. There are a lot of people out there. There are a lot of businesses out there that need digital solutions. So you can put it up to them and then say, hey, you just host it on one of these free platforms, and then ask them to say, okay, this is what it will cost you to maintain this thing per year. And then from there, you have one project. you do for another person's project, maybe for a community, maybe Google developers group or wherever you are, you can volunteer to build a website for that particular chapter. Maybe you are in a state or probably a region, you are a product designer, you can volunteer to build new screens and then ask a developer to implement them so that you can have something to showcase on your portfolio. So don't just wait for the day you land the role, and then most companies now, they're just looking out for something you've done before. They are looking at your repositories if you have done anything. Even if you are new, as a newbie trying to build your portfolio, one of the platforms that can help you to showcase your project or to showcase what you are up to any organization is Git. I have an article on my blog where you can learn about Git, and then probably in subsequent videos I'm going to create content around Git. Sometimes you could even be working on a project on your repository, and that's what the organization that is looking out for a particular role is intending to build. And then when they see it, they'll be like, okay, well, let's just get this person on board. The next point here is copy or realign solutions. Tony Robbins said, he says, if you want to be successful, find someone who has achieved the result you want and copy what they do, and you will achieve the same result. You've seen several tools that they use to communicate on social media. They are just the same tools, but adding more features. Maybe this one has a call feature, this one has a video feature, this one has reels, this one has a feature where you can read the previous chat before you join a group chat. This one has a feature where you can, lock the group, many settings. Be innovative and creative while copying from existing solutions. For example, while learning React, you can build a chapter from a tutorial with a unique feature. The next point is invest. Warren Buffett said, do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. Let me just share, like on this part of investing, it is in different ways. You are using a system to learn, and then you start making money. I think the best thing to do is to begin to invest in the tools that will make you to work better. You are in a region where there is no constant power supply. Why not go for an upgrade? Maybe contact a friend and then work on a solar panel, or contact a friend and then maybe just build something small that can help you to work independent of any external power supply, or you get an ergonomic chair, or you get a better device, or you upgrade from one specification to another. Maybe initially you were using 8 GB, you can go invest in getting a 16 GB. They probably are using a smartphone that is 12 GB, you can upgrade. Probably you are using a desk that is not comfortable for you, you can upgrade those desks. Frank Soderbergh said, save when you don't need it, and it will be there for you when you do. So this covers the part of spending judiciously in the course of building a career in tech. There are times whereby I'm working and then there is a switch, there is an issue with a network, a particular network, and then I just quickly make a switch to another one. So you could maybe be stranded. Maybe, for example, you have a router and then the router is not functioning, and then you could just quickly go get some cash from your account and then replace or get an alternative router, and then so that you can still get to deliver any task that is in your hand. The next point here is mentorship. So mentorship is a relationship in which someone intentionally submits to learn from the guidance, experience, and knowledge of someone higher through close contact or by following their resources, either books, podcasts, mentorship session. Bill Walsh said, he says, your mentors in life are important. Choose them wisely. They are very important. You don't have to go and submit or stay in a resource that actually belittles you. There are some persons who are scared of seeing people go beyond their level of results or their level of visibility. So there are certain things they will reserve. So choose wisely. Where there are some persons in this tech who come and then they just showcase themselves and then gather the crowd, and then people are stacked on their DMs, people are stacked on their portfolio on LinkedIn, on X, reaching out to them, asking them questions, and they begin to form busy. I understand some persons can truly be occupied, but then having to create that impression that you are willing to mentor people, and then they now come around you, you begin to stress them, you begin to take them for granted, you begin to take advantage of them, you begin to mess around with them, you begin to, their messages are stored on your device, no response, hours upon hours. If you're not available, I think you should just tell them that you are not available for that, or you point them to resource. And then another way for those who are mentors already, to be able to mentor another person is whatever it is that would be helpful to answer any question in that particular part you are working on or you are working through. You have to document certain things in that line. So there are times where somebody returns and say, hey Raf, I just want to start out in technical writing. What do you think? I have an article on that. As someone who is growing in this tech, there is a point where you get to that you need to recommend, you need to have tools you can point people to be able to get them up and running. So meticulously learning from a software engineer with an excellent track record in the tech industry who is willing to bring out the best in you is an example of mentorship. But Proctor says a mentor is someone who sees more talent and ability within you than you see in yourself and helps bring it out of you. So if you are going to be close to someone who is a principal engineer, 15 years of experience in the industry, you are not expected to be a copy of the person, but the person is giving you certain leverages, certain counsel that can bring the best out of you. It is not an exercise to become a copy, a replica of another person. No, it is an exercise to help you go beyond what you can see about yourself and then what you can actually, maybe for example, you are trying to build a portfolio as a machine learning engineer, and there is someone who is already advanced in machine learning industry. So the person could just say, oh, hey, go take this particular data set in Google and then work on it and give me feedback. That's mentorship. So the person is seeing the ability in you to be able to do that, but you are not seeing that. But by that task, you begin to explore. When you encounter an issue, you just come back and then ask and then give the person the feedback, and the person will be able to help you walk through it. The next point is learn how to debug. Debugging is the process of finding and fixing the cause of errors in a computer program or any blocker in achieving a task. Anonymous, at the source of every error that is blamed on the computer, you will find at least 2 human errors, including the error of blaming it on the computer. So if you do not know how to debug or you are new to programming, there is a video on my YouTube channel. I cover debugging skills that can help you to have a better software development experience. So I'm not going to dwell on that here. The next is stick to the process. Building a career in tech is not a 6-month something or a 1-year something. It is progressive. Mandy Hale says what we are waiting for is not as important as what happened to us while we are waiting. Trust the process. It takes time to arrive at a desired location, but ensure the process you are sticking to is defined and what. Great results come through the process. You have to be patient, consistent, humble, determined, persistent, tenacious, focused, and graced. Donald Goddard says, trust the creative process. You are a walking, breathing mass of possibilities and potential. I'm telling you, just continue. You started, I have heard some person says, oh man, JavaScript. You tried it the first time, it didn't work. Then try it again. Just keep trying. There's going to be a breakthrough. Part of sticking to this process is the fact that, for example, you're on any social media tool and then you publish an article. Nobody likes the article. Continue publishing. I'm telling you. Or you apply for jobs and no rejection mail, no replies. Keep moving. You have to balance between what should be kept as a secret and what should be in the public progressively. You are not yet at that point. So stop acting like you are a senior developer when you are not a senior developer. Just maintain the progress you are making. Now be innovative and creative with your approach to project conversations. I mean, there is no need to hype things. If you are just starting out in career, just tell the person, oh, I'm just 6 months into Python software development, and then I really appreciate if you give me the opportunity to try out my hands. I'm very I can learn easily, I adapt and all of that. You give reasons why you should be considered, but having to tell someone that you have 3 years experience when you have less than 1 year, I think you are putting yourself on the timeline. The next point is take breaks and rest. Rest and take breaks from screens and engage in other non-technical activities of interest. The pursuit of greatness can be overwhelming to the point we don't prioritize or value our well-being. Wisdom is knowing when to have rest, when to have activity, and how much of each to have. I've seen people, no social life, nothing, just indoors. I am a remote worker, I am this, I am that. You don't go out for soccer, you don't go out for exercise, you don't hit the gym, you don't go out for hangouts, just all indoors. I mean, there is a limit to where you can go with that. There is a limit. So take breaks, rest, go for holidays, and then explore other non-technical career. You could actually take up an instrument, you could actually engage in maybe a music class, or probably just go hit the gym, or you could go for hiking, all of these things that will not require you to be on the screen. They are very helpful for your health. I have done more in less time having a strategic rest. Prioritize your rest because it takes a healthy mind and body to learn, achieve more heights in life, and enjoy the dignity of labor. Unguided actions can become debts in the future. Desire and work towards a healthy, wealthy life. There are so many unhealthy approaches to becoming great out there. Rest is not the same as being lazy or going around with flimsy excuses, but prioritizing your well-being in every action. Benjamin Franklin says, he that can take rest is greater than he that can take cities. Finally, after my reflection that made me to come up with these key strategies in building a career in tech, for my own case, software development or software engineering, I realized that taking advantage of these strategies will make you have a wonderful experience, and then you'll be able to figure out what part specifically to channel your energy towards, because there is this common say out there, tech is hard and all of that. Now, that could be from the approach the person took towards developing their career in tech could be the reason why it was hard. For someone else, it could be easy. For someone else, it could be challenging. Just ensure that you take advantage of these key strategies if you are just starting out. And then if you have spent years, you have 15 years into tech or 10 years or 20 years, just go over these skills, because you have to relearn, you have to unlearn, to learn, you have to shift the bars, you have to shift the post for yourself periodically. I've been in tech for a while now. These strategies are not limited to just newbies alone, but then your ability to go back and learn something over again, you discover that there are a lot of things that you do not know that you really need to catch up on. That being said, if there are other strategies you figured out or you have come across in the process of building your career in tech, let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not done that, and turn on the notification bell so that when I have my next video uploaded, you'll be notified. Bye.